In this video, we'll talk about the multiplication of surds. Big takeaway is that surds just operate the same as any other variable, really. It differs by a few ways, but these rules that you see here all apply. So for example, in example 22, we're expanding and simplifying. Here you can see that I'm just going to distribute, multiply, whatever's on the outside of the parentheses to whatever's on the inside, so that I have equal, this is equal to square root of 2 times square root of 2 plus, I'm getting that plus from right here, square root of 2 times square root of 3. Now, in math, sometimes we get confused by how we write things. You might see this, I wrote this multiplication sign here. You can write that there or you don't have to. You could have just done this. That communicates the same thing. All right, now simplifying this, square root of 2 times square root of 2, well, that is just equal to 2. Plus square root of 2 times square root of 3, based on our rules of surds that we learned last lesson, this is actually just equal to square root of 2 times 3, which is equal to square root of 6. Final answer. So all we did was distribute. And simplify. All right, let's see another example. Here now I have a binomial because I have 1, 2. Remember, a binomial is just two terms in an expression. It's a binomial times another binomial. And we can use FOIL for this. FOIL, which is, remember, first. So my first, 3 times 4. My outer, 3 times 2 root 2. 3 times 2 root 2. My inner, which is negative root 2 times 4. Negative root 2 times 4. And my last, negative square root of 2 times 2 root 2. So negative square root 2 times 2 root 2. All right, now I'm going to simplify each of these. So this is equal to 12. This is equal to 6 times root 2. This is equal to square root of 2. I'm going to put the 4 at the in front of the root sign. And that should be a negative because that's a negative right there. So that's a negative 4. Equals negative, this is like a 1 here. Negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2. That simplifies to just 2. Remember, square root of 2 times square root of 2 equals 2. All right. And you might be asking yourself, well, does it matter what order you put this in? And my long answer would be no, if you're talking about evaluating, right? Giving the value of the expression. But as mathematicians, we of course have an order, and we want your whole numbers first. So what I'll do here is I'll just write all these numbers out. 12 plus 6 root 2. If you're asking where I got that plus sum, it's because this expression is positive. So I just wrote a plus sign. It's a minus 4 root 2. And this is a minus. Now I'm going to simplify this. This is equal to negative 4. So minus 4. And now you'll notice that I can simplify this expression. So I have 2 terms that have the root 2 in it. And then I have 2 terms, right, that are just integers. So this simplifies to 12 minus 4, 8. And then 6 minus 4 is a positive 2. Of course, we're going to keep that square root of 2. And there you have 8 plus 2 times root 2. Final answer. Remember, put your integer first, right? Surd last or next. Okay. All right, last example. Example 26, expand and simplify. I have 3 plus root 2 times 3 minus root 2. Ding, 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 ding. What should immediately go off in your head is the difference of squares. Remember, this applies to an expression written like this. So here I have this. So long story short, all I have to do really, if I know the shortcut, is do 3 times 3. And then all I have to do is square root of 2 times square root of 2, right? And if you did that, you would get 3 squared minus square root of 2 squared, right? That just comes from straight up there. And your answer would be 9 minus 2, which is equal to 7. Done. Now, if you don't believe me, we'll just go over here, and instead of doing the FOIL, I'll do the box method of distributing. So I have 3 and a root 2, and I have 3 and a negative root 2. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 3 gives me 9. 3 times root 2, this is a minus 3 root 2, and this last one is minus 2, square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. So this is equal to 9 plus 3 root 2 minus 3 root 2 minus 2. And you'll see we have terms here that are going to make 0. So I'm left with 9 minus 2, which is equal to 7. Same answer.